He could find anyone except peace. Once upon a prime time, Dwayne "Dog" Chapman was America's hunter. Mirrored shades, a mullet like a mane, handcuffs in one hand, and a prayer in his pocket. Viewers watched him storm into motels and back alleys, a cross dangling over Kevlar. To millions, he was unstoppable, the man who could catch anyone and walk away smiling behind sunglasses. But the truth behind that image was a different kind of hunt. For every fugitive he caught, there was another fight he couldn't win. The ones inside his own home, his own heart, his own faith. This is the story of how Dog the Bounty Hunter built a legend on second chances, and what really happened when the world stopped cheering. Before we begin, what's your most memorable Dog the Bounty Hunter moment? Was it the high-speed chases, the fiery family arguments, or those quiet prayers in the van before every hunt? Let us know in the comments. Dwayne Lee Chapman was born on February 2, 1953, in Denver, Colorado, a working-class home split between steel and scripture. His father, Wesley, was a Navy welder nicknamed Flash for his boxing skills. His mother, Barbara, was a Sunday school teacher who believed prayer could fix anything. But inside their house, discipline came through pain. Dog would later say his father kept a wooden paddle by the door, a constant reminder that obedience had a sound. Each crack left bruises he hid beneath long sleeves, even in summer. He thought that was normal. Every kid must get hit, right? It wasn't until years later he realized how deeply it had shaped him, and how much of his life would be spent fighting men who looked a lot like his father. At 16, he finally ran. No plan, no money, just rage and freedom in equal measure. He fell in with a motorcycle gang called the Devil's Disciples, a name that sounded like a dare to his mother's faith. There he learned to fight, to survive, and to mask fear with noise. One night in a bar fight, a drunk biker mocked God. Dog swung first. When it was over, someone laughed and said, "You fight like a dog," God spelled backwards. He kept the name. Maybe because it felt like fate was watching. Maybe because for the first time he felt seen. That nickname became his armor and his curse. Even then, he never let go of everything his mother taught him. Before a fight or a chase, he'd mutter a quiet prayer, half plea, half habit. He wasn't sure if God still listened, but talking to someone felt better than silence. When pain becomes your teacher, survival becomes your faith. In the early 1970s, Dog met his first wife, LaFonda Sue Darnell. They settled in Pampa, Texas, and had two sons, Dwayne Lee Jr. and Leland. For a moment, life seemed steady. A job, a family, a future. But the street never let go of him. In 1976, a drug deal went wrong. Dog was waiting outside in a car while a friend went inside to collect money. Minutes later, a shot rang out. A man was dead, and even though Dog never pulled the trigger, Texas law didn't care. He was charged as an accomplice to murder and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He served 18 months, long enough to lose his freedom, his marriage, and his belief that he was different from the men he chased. But inside those walls, something shifted. He worked as a barber for guards, and once stopped them from shooting an escaping inmate, tackling the man before bullets flew. The warden told him, "You've got the instincts of a bounty hunter. You catch people without killing them." It was meant as a compliment, but Dog heard a prophecy. When he walked out of prison in 1978, he had nothing but a pair of boots and a promise to himself. He'd never run again. Not from the law, not from his past. The irony was perfect. The man who once sat in a cell for a murder he didn't commit would soon make a living bringing others back to theirs. Freedom didn't bring peace, it brought temptation. Dog was broke, famous for nothing, and haunted by child support debt. When a judge suggested he use his prison-earned skills to track fugitives, he took the advice literally. He became a bounty hunter, not because it paid well, but because it felt like redemption with a paycheck. In the late 70s and 80s, he he chased skip bailers through Colorado and Hawaii, sleeping in his truck, living on coffee and adrenaline. Every capture felt like proof he wasn't the same man who went to prison. He'd pin a suspect to the ground, pray with them, and say everyone deserves a second chance. But his own second chances kept crumbling. After divorcing LaFonda, he married again, then again. Each relationship ended the same way, with dog on the road and someone at home tired of waiting. He had children from different marriages, a trail of good intentions behind him, and a stack of bail files on the dashboard ahead. Still, people started noticing his gift, the way he could talk a man down without violence, the way he made danger look personal. For Dog, bounty hunting was more than a job. It was penance in motion, a chance to fix the world one warrant at a time. But somewhere between the chasers and the chased, he forgot to stop running himself. Fate, however, didn't stroll into Dog's life, it kicked down the door in high heels. In 1988, he met Beth Smith, a 20-year-old from Denver, who could out-talk, out-fight, and out-laugh nearly anyone. She'd grown up around Colorado courthouses where her father was a former ball player turned bondsman, and she knew the bail business before she was old enough to post one. That mix, toughness and tenderness, was exactly Dog's weakness. Their first meeting was the stuff of tabloid legend. Beth had been arrested for walking out of a grocery store with 2 lemons while carrying an unlicensed handgun and a stack of unpaid parking tickets. When she called Dog for help, he made her wait 12 hours, claiming he was testing her patience. She showed up furious but fearless. Dog later said he knew right then she'd be part of his life, whether he liked it or not. For years they circled each other. Dog was still married to Lissa Britton, raising children, and bouncing between Colorado and Hawaii. Beth built her own small bail business, but they kept finding each other at court dates and jails. When his third marriage collapsed in 1991, Beth stepped back in. By the mid-1990s, they'd reunited for good and moved their growing blended family to Honolulu. There they opened Doc Hine Bail Bonds in 1995, a family operation where Beth ran the phones, the finances, and often the temper. Dog hit the streets. Together they created a brand, the Hunter and the Heart. Then came June 2003. Dog tracked down Andrew Luster, the Max Factor heir who had fled to Mexico after being convicted of multiple assaults. The arrest made international headlines, a bounty hunter catching a millionaire, but bounty hunting was illegal in Mexico. Dog, Beth, and their son Leland were arrested for kidnapping. They spent nights in a Puerto Vallarta jail before making bail. The charges were later dropped, but the ordeal made him a household name. In August 2004, A&E Network, the arts and entertainment channel, famous for reality series like Biography and Storage Wars, launched Dog the Bounty Hunter. It was an instant hit. Viewers saw Beth answer calls in Hawaiian heat, Dog praying before every raid, the family hugging their captures after each arrest. It was chaotic, heartfelt, and unlike anything else on television. Dog became the gentle outlaw, and Beth his steel-haired counterweight. Fame is a double-edged badge. Behind the camera, money and ego strained the family. His sons Dwayne Lee Jr. and Leland argued with Beth over profits and production control, eventually quitting the show. And in October 2007, a private phone call leaked to the press. Dog had used a racial slur while speaking about his son Tucker's girlfriend. Within days, A&E suspended the series, and advertisers pulled out. Dog went on CNN, tearfully apologized, and asked for forgiveness. Some fans turned away. Others saw a flawed man trying to live by his own second-chance creed. After months of silence, A&E reinstated him in 2008. The show returned, but the legend had changed. Dog the Bounty Hunter was now Dog the Penitent. The cameras loved him, but they could never save him from himself. By 2017, Dog and Beth were more than TV stars. They were a brand of devotion, 11 children between them, a Hawaiian home, and a marriage sealed on May 20, 2006 at the Hilton Waikoloa Village. Then came the diagnosis: stage 2 throat cancer. The couple faced it the only way they knew, on camera. A&E's Special Dog and Beth, Fight of Their Lives aired that November, showing her refusing to hide behind a mask. "Don't let me look sick," she told the crew. Fans flooded their socials with prayers. After surgery, doctors declared her cancer-free. Dog called it a miracle. But miracles can expire. By late 2018, Beth's cancer had spread to her lungs. She kept filming Dog's Most Wanted anyway. Even as breathing became work, Dog said she believed dying in the hunt was better than waiting in bed. The show captured her last months, a woman in pain but still calling shots through the radio. On June 26, 2019, at Queen's Medical Center in Honolulu, Beth passed away at 51. Her final words to Dog were soft but final: "Let me go." Her funeral was held twice, once in Hawaii with a paddle out at Waikiki Beach, and once in Colorado for friends on the mainland. Dog delivered the eulogy himself. She never ran, she faced it. Fans around the world held candlelight vigils and sent thousands of letters to his office, proof that beneath the bounty hunter's armor, people had always seen the man. In the months after, he was a ghost of his former self, 30 pounds lighter, chain-smoking and talking to Beth's photo at night. Medical bills piled up. He nearly lost their home. When chest pains hit that autumn, he assumed it was grief. It wasn't. Doctors found a blood clot in his lungs, a pulmonary embolism that could have killed him. Television doctor Mehmet Oz, who had become a friend, intervened, urging him to quit smoking and start therapy. Dog said he tried because Beth would have wanted him to. But grief doesn't disappear. It learns to hide between heartbeat and breath. After Beth's death, Dog's world became a carousel of rumors and rehab. Fans saw him at airports, disheveled and alone. TMZ headlines followed his mourning like a trail of ash. He kept wearing his wedding ring, but spoke openly about loneliness. Then in December 2019, he was photographed with Moon Angel, a longtime family friend and Beth's former assistant. They had worked together for years at Dakin bail bonds, and Moon had helped organize Beth's memorials. When rumors of a romance broke, his daughter Lissa accused Moon online of moving in on Mom's bedroom. It turned into a public meltdown on social media. Dog defended Moon, saying she was the only one who checked on me every day. Still, in February 2020, during an appearance on the Dr. Oz show, he shocked viewers by dropping to one knee and proposing to her on live television. Moon looked stunned and refused, saying they were only friends. The clip went viral for all the wrong reasons. Dog later clarified he never meant it as a real proposal. He wanted to see how the world would react. The world reacted badly. Tabloids called it exploitative. Fans called it sad. Dog called it grief. By spring 2020, he was quietly back in Colorado, trying to heal. He told friends that Beth had been the bridge between my faith and my fury, and without her, he was learning how to walk without a map. He started reading his Bible again, the one he'd ignored for years. When interviewers asked if he still believed in second chances, he paused. "More than ever," he said, "because I need one too." The show was over, but his story was just beginning its next hunt for forgiveness. It's often said grief recognizes its own. That's how Dog met Francie Frane, a Colorado rancher who'd also lost her spouse to cancer. The story sounds almost accidental. Dog had called her late husband's phone to hire him for landscaping work. Francie answered instead. What began as a business call turned into a conversation about loss, prayer, and survival. Two people widowed by the same storm. They started talking daily. She understood his silences. He understood her anger at the unfairness of it all. Within months, friendship turned to something gentler, a sense that maybe God wasn't done with either of them yet. By May 2020, Dog proposed. He told the press, God brought us together. Francie knows my pain because she's lived it. Many fans criticized him for moving on too soon. Some of his own children refused to attend the wedding, but Dog stood firm, saying Beth would have wanted him to find peace. On September 2nd, 2021, the two married in an intimate ceremony in Colorado, surrounded by close friends. Dog wore black leather. Francie carried white roses for both of their late partners. The newlyweds soon relocated from Colorado to Marco Island, Florida, before settling in Georgia in 2023. There they founded the Dog Foundation, a nonprofit offering housing, counseling, and job training for survivors of human trafficking. Dog began appearing at Christian conferences, speaking about redemption, forgiveness, and the strange grace of a man who's been hunted by both fame and regret. That same year, he released a book called 9 Lives and Counting, which he described as his testimony of faith. In it he wrote, "God took my pain and turned it into purpose." But peace in Dog's world never stayed long. For every redemption story, there's always another trial waiting. In 2021, Dog's new show, Dog Unleashed, was abruptly canceled before airing. Its producer sued him, alleging misconduct and the illegal use of a taser on set. Claims Dog's lawyers denied, calling the lawsuit retaliation after a failed business deal. The case fizzled out, but the controversy lingered. Then came money trouble. By 2022, Dog reportedly owed over $1.6 million in unpaid state taxes across Colorado and Hawaii. To stay afloat, he sold the Colorado home he'd shared with Beth for nearly 13 years. Bought for around $750,000, it sold for nearly double amid a hot housing market. The profit helped clear debts, but reopened old memories. Beth's garden still bloomed in the yard the day the papers were signed. The family itself was a patchwork of heartache. Dog has 13 children, biological and adopted, and relationships with many of them remain complicated. His daughter Barbara Katie had died in a car crash back in 2006, the night before his wedding to Beth. Others battled addiction, depression, and fame fatigue. In interviews, Dog admitted, "Sometimes it feels like I'm chasing my own kids for a second chance." In July 2025, tragedy struck again. Francie's adult son, Gregory Zia, accidentally shot and killed his own 13-year-old son, Anthony, in Naples, Florida. Dog and Francie released a statement calling it an incomprehensible tragedy and asked for prayers rather than attention. Weeks later, Dog testified on behalf of his youngest son, Gary Chapman, a police officer in Alabama who'd been fired after a pursuit ended in a teenager's death. Dog told the council, "I'm known as the second chance guy, and I thank you for giving my son one too." Gary was reinstated. The headline read, "Dog defends his cub." And still the spotlight burned. In 2024, Dog sparked backlash at a Christian rally after remarks critics called transphobic. He insisted his comments came from conviction, not hate. The fallout was swift but familiar. Outrage, apologies, explanations. Dog said later, "I'm not perfect, but I don't hide my heart." For a man who spent decades chasing fugitives, public forgiveness has become the hardest capture of all. Even so, he never disappeared. The cameras might have stopped rolling, but Dog kept showing up at county fairs, at small-town churches, shaking hands with people who still called him Brother Dog. The fame was gone, but the calling remained. Years passed, and the world moved on to newer shows and younger faces. But somewhere in the background, Dog kept walking. Slower now, but still chasing something only he could see. By 2025, Dwayne "Dog" Chapman is 72 years old. His hair is shorter, his step heavier, but the fire that once made him feared still glows behind the shades. He lives quietly now in Georgia with Francie Frane, surrounded by his children and the people he once captured who later thanked him for their second chance. His mornings start with scripture. His nights end in prayer. The handcuffs still hang by the door, but they're more memento than tool. When asked if he misses the hunt, he said, I still chase things, just not people. Peace runs faster than any fugitive I ever met. He's been an outlaw, a husband, a father, a celebrity, and now a believer. Proof that even the hunted can find grace if they keep walking toward it. He once said every fugitive he captured was a reflection of himself. Lost, stubborn, but still redeemable. Dog's story isn't just about chasing criminals. It's about chasing yourself, the version you hope still exists beneath the noise. Every life has its warrants, regret, loss, things we wish we'd done differently. Some people spend a lifetime running from them. Dog made a living facing them head-on. He turned failure into faith, anger into armor, and pain into purpose, not by pretending to be a saint, but by refusing to stop trying. When the cameras cut and the lights go out, when all the fugitives are gone, what's left is the hunt for peace. For Dwayne "Dog" Chapman, that chase was always the hardest one of all. He spent a lifetime chasing others, only to learn the hardest person to catch is yourself. Thanks for watching, and if you believe in second chances too, subscribe to join us for the next one.